Welcome back, guys. So I have the same people who attended the first session in addition to Abdurrahman Walid. Walid, why were you absent in the first session? Walid, Abdurrahman,
Yes, Mister.
why were you absent in the first session? Anything?
Mister,
Are you okay, Abdurrahman?
yes, I'm okay.
Okay. Alia is most of the time absent. Abdurrahman, please tell her to join us because Alia never participates in the sessions. She's always or almost always absent. So please ask her to be more active because this is not good for her. You joined
Okay.
the first session and I didn't find you after that. Kunuz, Mariam, Kunuz, you joined and disappeared. What's wrong? Uh, so in the room with me now, I have Baghdadi. Okay, let's welcome Kiara. Kiara. Okay. I have Abdurrahman Baghdadi, Abdurrahman Walid, Hassan Gouda, Kiara, Hassan Ruhaym, Mariam Naqib. Is Mariam? Yes. Ryan. Tadrus Yassin Yusuf Kunuz. Tadrus Yassin Yusuf Awad and Kunuz. This is Ganna Gouda. Okay. Ganna. Okay, so I have 13 students. Kunuz, if you can hear me, you joined in the first session and then I couldn't find you. I called your name and you didn't answer. Kunuz and Layan, please solve the mic problem. If you don't have the mic, you're not with us. Okay? Type. Let's complete our session. Type. We're doing exercise, I think 4. Yes, exercise 4. Choose the verb in parentheses that agrees with the subject in each sentence. Okay, Lulwa. We did number 1, I think, Tadrus. If you remember, we did number 1. So Tadrus will do number 2. Tadrus, go ahead.
Neither Venus nor Mars appears to support life.
Perfect. Why?
Nor we choose the last subject.
The last subject is Mars. Mars is singular. It's one planet. Don't let this S trick you. Thank you. Tadrus, number 3. I have, let's say, Hassan Gouda and Ruhaim. So Hassan Gouda will do 3. Ruhaim will do 4. Okay?
Neither plants nor animals live on this planet.
Live. Why? Because the nearest subject, we have nor here. So we look at the nearest subject to the verb. Animals live. Thank you. Ruhaim?
Earth and Venus seem.
Seem. Why? Because we have and. Whenever we have and, it's a plural, 99%. Except for the conditions we mentioned earlier. Kiara, go ahead.
Have.
Saturn and Jupiter have many moons because we have and. Whenever we have and, we use plural verb. Thank you. Titan. Who else wants to answer? Layan and Kunuz, solve the mic problem, please. Lulwa. Lulwa, can you do number 6? Lulwa, can you do number 6?
Yes, Mister. Titan and several other moons revolve around Saturn.
Good, because we have and, but the verb must be plural, revolve.
Yes.
Number 7, Hassan Gouda, okay.
The planet's moons or its 3 rings are visible through a telescope.
Yes, because we have, or its 3 rings are The nearest subject is R. Number 8. Who wants to do 8? Let's take Mariam Naqib. 8.
Was.
Just give me a second. Either Jupiter's moons or its single ring. Yes, was, because we talk about its single ring. The nearest subject is singular, and we have or. Thank you. Number 9. Number 9. Who can do 9 and 10? We have Hassan Gouda. Okay. Gouda again. Thank you, Gouda.
Phoebus and Deimos are the two moons of Mars.
R, because we have and. Type Cruz. Try to solve your mic problem. Use another device. Anybody now has more than one device? Okay, join us using another device, please. Try to solve the mic problem. Neither Rick nor his classmates. Of course, you know the answer is plural because the nearest subject here is classmates, his classmates. So we choose no, the plural verb. Writing sentences with compound subjects. Use each of these compound subjects in a sentence. The Earth and the Moon, Mars and Venus, a telescope or binoculars, neither the sun nor the moon, the stars and the planets. Who can put the first compound subject in a sentence of his or her own? Who can put the first compound subject in a sentence of his or her own? I'd like to Hassan Gouda. Okay, the most active this session is Hassan Gouda. Thank you, Hassan. Number 1.
The Earth and the Moon are both in space.
Great. The Earth and the Moon are whatever. I need a plural verb, right? The Earth and the Moon are. Okay, number 2. Who can do number 2? Ganna Gouda, can you hear me? Ganna Gouda, Tadrus, Yasin, Yusuf Awad, be more active.
Yes, Mister.
Okay, Tadrus, can you do number 2?
Okay. Mars and Venus are both orbiting the sun.
Okay, Mars and Venus are. Mars, by the way, this S at the end of Mars is Z sound, not Sa sound. Don't say Mars, it's Mars. Let me play it on the dictionary for you. Listen, guys.
Mars. Mars.
British and American, this is British English.
Mars.
Mars, American English.
Mars.
So it's Mars in both American and British English. Mars and Venus are, as Tadrus said. Thank you, Tadrus. Number 3, a telescope or binoculars. Who can use this compound? Okay, Ruhaim, go ahead.
A telescope or binoculars are used to view things.
Good. Why? Because we have all. Hassan looked at the nearest subject or the closest subject to the verb.
Yes.
You know, binoculars is always plural in English, like glasses, like scissors. Binoculars is plural. Okay. Number 4, I have 2 raised hands. Yasin's and okay, Yasin, do number 4.
Neither the sun nor the moon is visible indoors.
Again?
Neither the sun nor the moon is visible indoors.
Okay, neither the sun nor the moon, Yasin says is. He uses a singular verb because the closest or the nearest subject is singular, the moon. Right. Number 5, the stars and planets. The stars and planets. I'll ask, let's say, Lolwa to do it. Lolwa, can you do number 5?
Yes, Mister. The stars and planets. Okay. Should I say which are the compound subjects?
No, it's a compound subject. Just put it in a sentence.
Yeah. Okay.
In any sentence.
Okay, I'm thinking. I have no idea to put in a sentence.
Follow up, please. I need another person. I need Hassan Ruhaim. Okay, if you can do it. The stars and planets, Hassan Ruhaim.
The stars and planet are seen from space.
Are seen. Okay, stars and planets, whatever, are seen or can be seen from space. This is a subject, a plural subject, because we have and. Type. Revising to correct errors in subject verb. He revised these sentences where necessary to correct errors in agreement. If the sentence has no agreement error, write correct. Let's look at these sentences. I'll give you 2 minutes. Take your time. Again, in most of these sentences, there are mistakes. Correct them. If the sentence has no mistake in agreement, write or say correct. Take your time. Wait, Hassan, take just a minute or two. So Hassan Abdurrahman Baghdadi will do number 1. Hassan Gouda will do number 2. But after we finish, Ruhaim will do 3. Yusuf Awad will do 4. Thank you, guys. But take a minute, please. Give your friends a minute to think. Okay. We'll do number 1. Who is supposed to do number 1, guys? I forgot. I'd like to welcome Yahya Awad. Yahya Awad, welcome. Can you hear me? Yahya Awad, can you hear me?
Oh, Mr.
So you're absent in the first session. Anything wrong?
النتورك عندي ما كان شغال.
Okay, no problem. We are doing subject-verb agreement. Yahya, it's a piece of cake, as you know. In the 10 sentences in front of us, there are some mistakes in subject-verb agreement. If there is a mistake, correct it. If the sentence is correct, say correct. Who wants or who will do number 1? Guys, who will do number 1? I forgot. Okay.
Me.
Okay. Go ahead.
Either Neptune or Pluto makes a good topic for a report.
So the sentence is wrong, right?
Yes.
So the verb should be makes. Can you explain, please, why? For your friend?
Because Pluto's the near to the verb.
Good. We have
and it's singular.
Okay. We have a compound subject, right? We have a compound subject, Neptune and Pluto. And we use or. When we use or nor, we look at the nearest subject. The nearest subject is Pluto. And if we don't need to look at the nearest subject here, sorry, because both subjects are singular. Philologically, we use a singular verb. Okay, we don't need to look at the closest subject because both subjects are singular. Thank you. So this sentence should be either Neptune or Pluto makes. Number 2. Whose turn is it?
Number 2 is correct.
Number 2. This is Hassan Gouda's turn. Okay. Hassan, every planet and satellite rotates constantly. Do you agree, guys?
Correct.
Hassan says it's correct. Do you agree, guys?
Which every singular?
Wait. Yes, you are right. Do you agree, guys? I just want to check whether your friends
Yes.
are or not. Hassan said it's correct. How? And we have and. We said when we have and, even if we have two singular subjects, it must be plural. But remember, we said when the sentence begins with every or each, we consider these as one unit. So every planet and satellite, every planet and its following satellite rotates constantly. Constantly. Thank you, Hassan. It's correct. Number three. Number three. Whose turn is it?
Mars and Jupiter are
Mars and Jupiter are, yes,
Are.
because we have a subject, a compound subject linked by and. Thank you. Number four. Number four. I think it was Yusuf.
Neither Uranus nor the other two outer planets are visible.
Neither or neither Uranus
Are visible.
nor the other two outer planets are, because we have nor, and the nearest subject is plural here. The other two outer planets are. Thank you, Yusuf. So from 5 to I have Yasin. Yasin will do number 5, and Tadrus will do number 6. Yasin.
Every boy and girl learns about the solar system.
Why learns? We have and the subject must be plural when we have and. But Yasin looked at the beginning of the sentence and he saw the word every boy and girl. This subject is considered one unit. But every boy and girl learns. Learns. Why? Because we have the word every. Remember, every and each. Thank you, Yasin. Okay. 6, Tadrus.
Either Kim or Barry is carrying a model of the solar system for the science. Correct.
Correct. The sentence is correct because we have or, and both subjects are singular, so we don't need to think. The verb must be singular. Okay. Number 7, 8, 9, and 10. I need other guys to do 7, 8, 9, and 10, please. Kiara will do 7. Mariam and Naqib will do 8. Ryan will do 9. Yahya Awad will do 10. Kiara?
Okay, teach.
Mr. Thomas and Ms. JC teaches earth science. Kiara says teach. Why? Because we have two singular nouns linked by and, but the verb must be plural. Thank you. Teach. Number 8, I think Mariam.
Is will be are.
Neither Marcia nor her sisters are. Why? Because we have nor. We look at the closest subject to the verb. Her sisters, plural. So Mariam said are. Thank you, Mariam. Number 9. I think it's Ryan's turn.
It's correct.
Let's read it. Every 10th grader and 11th grader knows. We have and, so we need a plural verb. It should be know. Wait, we have every. We have every. We said after every and each, we consider this as a one unit. So as Ryan said, it's correct. Every 10th grader and 11th grader knows that Earth is the third planet from the sun. Thank you, Ryan. Number 10, I think it was Yusuf Awad's or Tadrus's turn. I don't remember. Yahya Awad. I said Yahya Awad. Yahya, are you there? Yahya, are you
Yes, يا مستر.
Can you do number 10?
تبقى بدل RS.
In English, okay. Freeze-dried spaghetti and meatballs is a meal available to astronauts. Yahya says is. Why? Because we have and this is one meal. We consider the meal or the dish. Freeze-dried spaghetti and meatballs. This is one dish. Is, thank you, Yahya, is a meal. Is a meal available to astronauts. Guys, Abdurrahman Walid joined and left at once. He's been absent since the beginning of the session. So I'm not sure because he joined at the beginning and then disappeared in a minute. Tell him he is absent, of course. And guys, with a problem with the mic, please try to solve it. Knuz still has a problem with the mic. Please try to solve it, Knuz. Yes, I have two raised hands. Yusuf, how do you want to say anything? Yusuf, Tadrus, and Ali, why are you raising your hands? Okay. Ali, do you want to say something? Ali? I lowered your hand, Ali. Let's move on to the next point. Confusing subjects. Some subjects, hard to find subjects, subjects of linking verbs, collective nouns, nouns that look like plurals, indefinite pronouns, titles, amounts, and measurements require special attention. Be careful. Hard to find subjects. If a subject comes after its verb, if you remember the sentence Chiara did at the very beginning, you must still make sure the subject and verb agree in number. Let's read the key concept. When a subject comes after its verb, the verb must still agree with the subject in number. A sentence in which the subject comes after its verb is said to be inverted sentence because the logical order is the subject first and then the verb. Chiara plays. Okay? Sometimes the sentence is inverted. The verb comes first. You can check the subject-verb agreement by mentally putting the sentence in the normal subject-verb order. Let's have a look at this example. Beyond our galaxies, stars is another galaxy. Here the verb is. Where is the subject of this verb? Galaxy. The verb comes first and the subject comes later, okay? Or last, which is not the ordinary order of a sentence in English. So, but we know that the subject of this verb is this singular word, so the verb is singular. Another galaxy is, this is the sentence in its logical order. Another galaxy is, okay? Which of the science reports has she read? Of course, she has read. You know, in questions, the verb or especially the helping verb precedes the subject most of the time. She has read. Okay, here has follows the subject she, which comes after it. I think this is easy. The words here and there at the beginning of a sentence often signal an inverted sentence. When putting the sentence in normal subject-verb order, the word here or there is no longer necessary. Look, there is a model. There is a model. Where is the subject? A model. A model of the solar system is on the table. I don't need to write there or here. But there's and here's contractions for there is and here is contain the singular verb is and therefore cannot be used with plural subjects. Among scientists, there is some believers in life on other planets. This is incorrect because there is some believers, we need are. Among scientists, there are some believers. And this is also a piece of cake. We don't need to waste time on it. Here, look here at this part, subject of linking verbs. Another problem with agreement involves linking verbs and predicate nominatives. Let's see. A linking verb must agree with its subject. Any verb must agree with its subject, regardless of the number of its predicate nominative. The noun or pronoun that renames or identifies or explains the subject. Let's see. In the first example below, let's roll up. In the first example below, this example, moon craters are one sign of meteor storms. The subject craters agrees with the plural verb are in spite of the singular predicate nominative sign. Okay? In the second example, the nouns are reversed. One sign of meteor storms is. We talk about sign. Okay, the subject sign agrees with the singular verb is, and craters is the predicate nominative. Again, the predicate nominative for Chiara and some other people is the noun or the subject which follows a linking verb like verb to be. So moon craters are one sign. We can say moon craters is one sign. No, we consider the subject, not the predicate nominative. Okay, one sign of meteor storms. We don't say are because we have storms. No, we talk about one sign of meteor storms. One of the students is, not are. Collective nouns are tricky most of the time. Okay, excuse me. Collective nouns such as audience, team, class, family, army, and crowd name groups of people or things and may be either singular or plural, depending on how they are used. A collective noun takes a singular verb when the group it names acts as a single unit. Okay? When the whole group acts as a simple or single unit, it's considered singular. The class is excited to be learning about the solar system. I consider the class as one unit and they all are excited, but we say the class is excited. NASA's committee, a committee is a group of people, has decided to launch the shuttle. But they all agreed, but they all are considered one unit. A collective noun takes a plural verb when the group it names act as individuals with different points of view. When there are different points of view, the class are unable to decide. When the class are unable to decide, this means the various members of the class have different opinions. Because if they all have the same opinion, it will be easy for them to decide. But once they are unable to decide, this means various members have various opinions. But this is why we consider it plural. The class are unable to decide which planets to discuss in their reports. NASA's committee have been unable to come to an agreement. If there is disagreement, which means we have different opinions. Okay, guys? Nouns that look like plurals, like physics, economics, the news, maths, other confusing subjects are nouns that look plural but are singular in meaning. Let's see. Nouns that are plural in form but singular in meaning take singular verbs. When I say physics, this is a subject. Physics is, not are. The news was, not were, because the news is singular. Okay, in English, the word news is singular. This is not plural s. If it's plural s, this means we can remove it and have the singular. If the singular of news, new, of course not. News is singular all the time. I have some good news, I have some bad news. If I want to say 2 or 3, I can say 2 pieces of news or 2 bits of news, like advice, luggage, baggage, furniture, and so on. We can use a bit, or a piece of furniture, 2 pieces of furniture. I have 2 pieces of advice for you. Some of these words can be difficult to use correctly when words such as acoustics and ethics do not name branches of knowledge, but rather indicate characteristics. Okay? Their meanings are plural. Similarly, words such as eyeglasses, pliers, and scissors, though they name single items, take plural verbs. Shoes, binoculars, and so on. Trousers, all these nouns, socks, sandals, all these are plural. The acoustics in the theater, am I talking about the science which studies acoustics, or I talk about the speakers Huh? Or the acoustics in the theater. I mean the acoustics, the speakers are. My lost eyeglasses. Glasses is plural all the time. Are. Indefinite pronouns. Some indefinite pronouns are always singular, like anybody, everybody, each, and so on. Others are always plural, like both, many, and so on. Two simple rules apply to these indefinite pronouns. Be careful. Singular indefinite pronouns take singular verbs. This is easy. Notice in the examples below that the interrupting phrase does not affect the subject-verb agreement. Each of the planets is. I'm not considering the word planets. I'm considering each one of the planet is. Everyone in the class wants. So each, everyone, everybody are considered singular or need a singular verb. Plural indefinite pronouns take plural verbs. Both, where, several, require. For those indefinite pronouns that can be either singular or plural, agreement depends on the number of the antecedent. Let's see. The pronouns all, any, more, most, none, and some usually take a singular verb if the antecedent is singular and plural verb if the antecedent is plural. Let's look at the example here. Most of our planet is, because we talk about one planet. Most of the planets are, because we talk about the planets. Most of the planets, we have 8 or 9 planets. Most of them, this means at least 5. 5 is plural. Titles. The titles of books or works of art may be misleading if they sound plural or consist of many words. They are still singular. A title is singular and therefore takes a singular verb, any title. Space is a novel by James Michener. The Merry Wives of Windsor is, because this is the name of a book. This is the title of a book. We don't, or we're not talking about the Wives of Windsor. Okay, is a Shakespearean play, The Merry Wives of Windsor. Okay, amounts and measurements. Most amounts and measurements, although appearing plural, express singular units. Let's go to the examples, because $12. When we read $12, this is plural, but I'm talking about the number of the amount of money. $12 is the price of the ticket. I'm talking about a price. Okay, 30 miles as a distance was a long distance to travel. 2/3 of the produce has spoiled. 2/3 is less than 1. So 2/3 is singular, still singular. Half of the invitations. But what about the, and here in this example, the produce, the word produce is singular. Agriculture products are called produce. Half of the invitations, if we have 10 or 12 or 100 or 200, half of them is still plural, يبقى were mailed today. We still have exercise 7, 8. Okay, let's, we still have 5 minutes. Let's try 7 before we end the session. Take a minute. The question is, choose the verb in parentheses that agrees with the subject of each sentence. Take 1 minute. Okay, Yassine will do number 1.
Sodaton, a Swiss Odyssey is a novel.
Why?
Because a Swiss Odyssey is one of.
It's a title. Yes, titles are singular. Thank you. It's a title. Who can do number 2, guys? Kiara? Kiara, do number 2.
Okay. Is.
Physics is, right? Kiara,
Yes.
I couldn't hear you. You said is?
Is.
Why?
a subject is a singular.
Subject. Yes, we have a final S in the word physics, but this is not plural S. Thank you. It's a subject. Physics is. Number 3. Yahya, can you do number 3? Yahya, are you there?
مستر.
Do number 3 and speak in English.
هتبقى number 3 was.
Yes, Fountains of Paradise. Why, Yahya?
عشان Fountains of Paradise ده name of مثلا ايه name of a book.
It's a title. Yes, it's the title of a book. Thank you. Number 4, Ryan. Ryan, do number 4. Ryan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's where?
Number 4, yes.
It's where?
Where, yes, where both, because we have plural, both is always plural, because both refers to two. Yeah, thank you. Number 5, Yusuf Awad.
Is
human ventures. Don't be tricked by the predicate nominative here, which is plural. No, we don't care about the predicate. We say the subject is. Thank you. Number 6, Tadrus. Tadrus.
Yes, miss. Our class has their favorite characters.
Excuse me?
Has.
Okay. Sorry. Our class has their favorite characters because looks like the whole class agrees on this opinion. We don't have any disagreement here, so we consider the class as one unit, right? Thank you, Tadrus. Number 7, Ruhaim, are you there?
Yes, miss.
Okay, do number 7.
There are many themes in the story.
Yes, there are many themes. Ali, number 8.
Believe.
Some believe, because some means some people. Some people believe. Thank you, Ali. Number 9, Hassan Gouda.
Oh, yes.
Number 9, some of Clark's fans.
Some of Clark's fans think.
Think, because we have some fans. Thank you. Number 10, Mariam. Mariam?
Number 10, it will be enjoy.
Enjoy, because most of the fans, this is plural. 11, Lolwa. Quickly, we have less than 1 minute before the end of this.
Star Wars is my all-time favorite science fiction movie.
So this is a title of a movie. Number 12, following the first movie. Of course, where several sequels, because here the subject is sequels. Okay. Number 13, NASA's team planning a mission to Mars. That is because we consider the team as one unit and they all are planning a mission to Mars. Many of the agency hope, many people in the agency hope there a model of Mars on the cabinet. There is. Thank you very much. This is the end of the session. Tomorrow, inshallah, we'll do section 23.2, inshallah.